So I was working the other day in the office, and there's this guy in this office, and he's in infatuation with another woman in this office, my coworkers, and it's obvious that he likes her, but it's also obvious that she doesn't like him probably at all, or at least as much as he likes her. It's just obvious. And every day he does things, flirty things, trying to get her attention, but she's just not giving back the same feedback, and it's honestly embarrassing. Like, I kind of want to walk up to him and just tell him, like, bro, I don't think she wants you, but it's not my business. I like to mind my business, so, you know, I just watch from afar. People watching is an amazing thing. Like, if y'all don't people watch, start doing that. You'll learn so much about people. But they are friendly with each other. It's not like she's being rude, but the energy is not reciprocal. So in understanding the mind of men and how men think, today's video I'm gonna talk about what to do and not to do when friend zoning a guy. I think this video is gonna help a lot of people. Before I start, make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, do all those amazing things for your internet brother, because I am truly grateful for that. Always. Check out my other videos, check out my playlist. I'm sure I got something for y'all to watch, to binge on. So let's get started on this. When it comes to the friend zone, ladies, coming from the perspective and the mind of a man, I'm gonna give y'all some tips, especially when it's in areas where you see this person all the time, like a work area or a church or a gym, because you see this person all the time. So it's important to know these things. The first thing I'm gonna bring up on what to do when it comes to friend zoning is to be completely honest and transparent. Now, especially if you're cool with this person, especially if you think this person's a good guy and you like him as a person, but you just don't like him as a boyfriend or anything above that. If y'all have that friendship, that platform and that relationship to talk to each other, to have open communication, and you notice that he's pushing the envelope, but you're clearly not feeling the same way as he is, be completely honest. Please be transparent, because if you don't, you're going to be wasting your time and you're going to be wasting his time. And one thing about a lot of men is that they don't get the hint. They don't get the point because they're so strong on getting you. They're so strong on capturing you that they're not even paying attention to their own common sense. The blood is rushing to a lot of areas, going from the brain to other places. So the brain is not at its full capacity, to say the least. So you have to be completely honest and transparent and say respectfully, of course, that you're not interested. Because the last thing you want this man to do is to continue to flirt with you and everything involved in that because he thinks you like him too. Now, this next thing I'm gonna bring up about friend zoning are for actual friends, like a man and a woman who are actually friends, who've known each other for a while, who trust each other, who hang out, real friends. Because in a lot of situations, when you're friends for so long, you get to know each other, you get to know their secrets, you get to know their dislikes and their likes. That is easy for that human attraction to evolve into something greater, for a friend to want to be more than a friend. So since you already have this friendship and this relationship, you should be able to say this. Ask him to be completely honest on if he's able to be your friend after this, after friend zoning him. Things get spicy here. Things get very weird and awkward when your friend approaches you and tells you that he wants to be more, especially when y'all good friends. But the worst part is after you say, hey, I think we should stay friends, he feels betrayed. He feels rejected. And now, because he's harboring these feelings, it's a high possibility that your friendship will crash. It's kind of hard being someone's friend when you got these weird feelings about them, especially when they rejected you. So like I said, if you have this friendship where y'all have open and honest communication, ask him, hey, I know that I wanted this to stay on the friendship level. Are we able to continue to be friends? Because if not, I don't want you to be in this awkward and weird position with me. Now we're going out and now you're acting weird. When we talk on the phone, you're being petty or saying petty things. Our friendship is no longer the same. And to be honest with you, it is hard to find a friendship that stays the same after one is rejected, after they are friend zoned. Very rare. But to get this out the way, ask them if they can honestly continue the friendship without hard feelings. The next thing I want y'all to consider and be cognizant of when you friend zone someone is to be considerate of his feelings, especially if he's a good person, especially if he's your friend, because this hurts. Being friend zoned is a heartbreak. It's a weird breakup in a way, but I ask that you be considerate of their feelings because that hurts. It is indeed a shock to them. So it even might take a little while for him to act normal to you again, because he has to get through that heartbreak, that shock, that rejection. A tough place to be in. Now I'm gonna talk about some things not to do in friend zoning situations. Do not tease him for trying or make fun of him for trying. Because one thing I respect are people who go after what they want. No matter if it's awkward, no matter if it makes things weird after, I would rather live life going after what I want, taking a risk, than not. and then regretting it later. And always wondering, man, what would have happened if I did it? That's a big toll on the mind. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Don't live that lifestyle. So I respect people who go after what they want. So it is totally unfair and messed up to make fun of someone, to joke on him because he tried. He saw something great in you. He saw something he loved in you, and he took a risk. He was trying to better his life. It takes a lot to do that. So be cordial, be respectful, and don't make fun of him for seeing something great in you. Now, I want you to be super careful, super aware, and I want you to take note on this when it comes to friend zoning a man. Be careful and cautious when friend zoning someone who is mentally unbalanced and unstable. And be careful with friend zoning a straight up demon, devil, spawn of Satan. The reason why this is super important when it comes to friend zoning is because these two type of people, someone who is unbalanced mentally and someone who is straight up just bad, evil, is that they have no rules. They have no laws. They have no ways to control themselves. They're not a regular person that you may come across. So when it comes to friend zoning these type of people, it can actually be a very dangerous thing, a very dangerous situation. There's been situations that you've seen in the news where a woman gets killed or kidnapped or abused because she told a man no when he tried to approach her. This world is sick. And that is why I need y'all to be careful with the type of men that you put in your environments and in your space. So when it comes to the inside environments, such as your job or your church or some kind of group or organization that you're in daily or weekly, something that you're constantly a participant of, you know you're going to see this person a lot and they're going to see you a lot. If you feel like this person is mentally unstable, mentally unbalanced, or just a straight up bad apple, I advise you to tell someone, especially HR if this organization has this kind of structure. Tell management and tell a trusted coworker. You need to have other eyes and ears to be aware of this situation, especially if his approach is more harassment than normal. Now, when we're talking about the outside environment where things are really dangerous, because most times you don't know these dudes, so it's technically not a friend zone because y'all were never friends, but you get my drift. I am a big supporter of carrying protection, and it doesn't have to be a gun. I strongly believe that every woman should have some kind of form of protection, like mace, pocket knife, a baton, or a police stick, as some may know it as, something. Because if you're dealing with these two type of dudes, they do not take no for answer. And if you can, always try to be in a public area where there's other people, other eyes if you don't have your own company. See, it's a different situation when you're friend zoning a friend and friend zoning a stranger, because that stranger has no loyalties or ties to you. So if they are of this mindset, if they are mentally unstable, if they are just a bad person, there's no telling what they'll do. And we don't need you in danger because you're making a choice. The next thing to not do in the friend zone situation is doing relationship things with him. You should not be doing boyfriend, girlfriend things with someone you don't want. You should not do things to lead someone on. And especially do not do things because you're using this person or getting something out of him, because that leads him on. Friends do friend things. That's it. Because once you start to do girlfriend, boyfriend, relationship things, that can start the attraction and a man wanting you because he's like, oh, she's doing girlfriend, boyfriend things with me. That means she must like me. So one of the best ways to avoid this friend zone situation is to do friend things only with him. Once you start to do these other things, intimate things, relationship things, you're asking for trouble. So I want to say, man, this friend zoning thing is super awkward. It's super uncomfortable. And I'm sure a lot of y'all been in that because all of y'all are beautiful. So of course, it's a given. I understand that. But take these tips when it comes to this situation because of how awkward and uncomfortable it is, especially for the other person, the man. But these tips will also help you to not waste your time, not waste his time, and to bring peace in y'all friendship. Hopefully. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. And I will see y'all on my next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.